Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our sixth class of this advanced English course. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening. Okay, thank you, Teresa, Ismael, Jani. Okay, girls, because we only have girls right now. Um, we are um, in the Holy Week. Today is Monday, the Monday of the Holy Week. So, in the case of you guys, because we have class on Monday and Wednesday, we will see each other this week, Monday and Wednesday, okay? Wednesday, as usual, we will see each other again. Maybe because the majority of the companies are not working after 12 or 2 p.m. Maybe the majority of the people will be available to join the class. That would be really interesting. Okay, so before we begin, remember that we have been practicing with the phrasal verbs. We are studying the phrasal verbs, and we are going to see now. We're going to study now the part two of those phrasal verbs. Part two of those phrasal verbs. So I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna show you guys what are the next phrasal verbs that you have to study. Okay. So let me share my screen real quick. If you see a lot of light tonight, it's because I'm testing a new device to have better quality image. Okay, so let me see, it's right here. Just 1 second. So okay. Our first practice about the phrasal verbs was about these phrasal verbs, right? The ones in red. Get along, hang out, bump into, catch up, break up, look forward to, let someone down, make up, wake up, get up, put on, take off, clean up, turn on, turn off, pick up, look after, right? So during this week, during the Holy Week, we're going to discuss and study these. Okay, so here we have call off, put off, find out, bring up, come up with, fill in, fill out, hand in, look into, carry on, give up, run out of, figure out, get over, turn out. Okay, so remember, you have to study the meaning of these phrasal verbs, but you also have to study how would you use them in a given context, okay? Because part of the exercise on the platform is about the meaning of these phrasal verbs in Spanish, but also using them in context. So if you know the meaning, normally that's more than enough to know where you should put it. Which one of these best fit that best fits that scenario? Okay, so these are the phrasal verbs for our phrasal verb review part two. With that being said, for this evening, this is not your slideshow. We are working, I think, with unit number 3, right? Yes, unit number 3. And, okay, so we're working with unit number 3, which is about making changes. Here we have our word power. Remember that I told you that you had to study these words, in this case these adjectives, because I was going to ask you the meaning of them. So let's see who studied. Okay, let's see who studied. So here we have adjectives like bright, comfortable, convenient, cramped, dangerous, dark, dingy, expensive, huge, inconvenient, modern, noisy, private, quiet, rundown, safe, small, spacious. So I know that you know the meaning of bright, but let's see what is the meaning of cramped. What is the meaning of cramped in Spanish? Tell me, Johnny.
Estrecho.
Could you please repeat, Johnny? I can barely hear you.
Estrecho.
Yes, yes. Something that is cramped, as you can see here in the picture, it's something that is small, like, with little space. Okay. So what about dingy? What is dingy? Tell me, Mel, what is dingy in Spanish?
Negative.
It's a negative. Yes, it is a negative. But what is the meaning in Spanish of dingy? If you have to translate it, if you have to translate dingy, what would be the translation or the meaning in Spanish of dingy? Let's see. Okay, tell me, Yanni, what is the meaning of dingy in Spanish?
Me salió oscuro, sucio y descuidado.
Okay, something dingy is something that is dirty, right? Or lonely. Okay, so we have dingy, cramped. What else? Here we have run down. What is the meaning, Valentin, of run down in Spanish?
Atropellar.
Okay. What else? If we use rundown for a house, let's see, a rundown house, what would be the meaning of rundown in that context? Tell me, Johnny.
Deteriorado o en mal estado.
Exactly. Okay. So Valentin is right. Valentin is right when he said rundown. But it has other meanings. In this case, in the case of houses and apartments, it means deteriorado, mal estado. If you use it for a person, I feel run down, for example, it's me siento agotado. Okay? So the meaning of run down will depend on context. Okay, so that's basically it, because I know that you know the meaning of the other ones, like bright, comfortable, modern, noisy. Okay, so in our last class, we were studying evaluations and comparisons. So this evening, we're going to practice with that, and we will correct any confusion that you may have with the topic. Okay, so the first homework was this one. Imagine you are looking for a house or an apartment to rent. Read the two ads, then rewrite the opinions using the words in parentheses. Compare with a partner. Okay, so the first one, the house is 20 miles from downtown. We have to use to. Well, I did this one in our last class. The house is too far downtown. Because I am using to, I know that the meaning of the adjective is going to be negative. Normally, when we see to before an adjective, the meaning is negative. Or as I explained in our previous class, we have more than necessary. We have too much. Okay, so number two, it's not convenient enough. What would be the other way of saying this idea now using to? Let's see who can tell me. Tell me, Johnny.
Bueno, teacher, antes de empezar, yo creo que lo entendí más o menos el tema. Ah, is it's not convenient enough. Yo puse is too convenient.
Okay, it's too convenient. Okay, in this case, is too inconvenient because we have convenient, right? If something is convenient enough, si algo no es lo suficientemente conveniente, is not convenient enough, es porque es muy inconveniente. Es decir, en español sería no es conveniente. Entonces, en este caso utilizaríamos el to. It's too inconvenient. It's too inconvenient. Porque convenient, recuerden que es algo conveniente. E inconvenient, que sería el antónimo de convenient, algo que es un inconveniente, sería lo que utilizaríamos aquí para transmitir la misma idea, que es lo mismo. It's not convenient es lo mismo que decir it's inconvenient. Pero en este caso necesitaríamos el to previo a. It's too inconvenient. Porque inconvenient es un adjetivo, igual que convenient. Let's work with number 3. It has only one bathroom. It has only one bathroom. We have to work with not enough. Tell me, Tracy.
Teacher, it has not enough bathroom.
It has not enough bathrooms. It has not enough. Okay. It has not enough bathrooms. Okay. Okay. Otra forma de decirlo, another way to say it is it doesn't have enough bathrooms, but the one you said is correct. It has not enough bathrooms. Okay. Okay. Number 4, the rent is very high. The rent is very high. Using to, what would be the other way? Tell me, Johnny.
The rent is too high.
The rent is too high. Very easy. If the rent is very high, another way of saying the same thing is the rent is too high. Okay? Negative. It's too much. Too high. Okay, let's continue with number 5. The apartment is too old. Now with not enough. If the apartment is too old, what is the other way of saying the same thing? Tell me, Johnny.
The apartment isn't modern enough.
Okay, the apartment isn't modern enough. Some people say the apartment is not new enough. We can use new or we can use modern. Modern is better, okay? It's more precise than new. It's more precise. Okay, so well done. Valentine, number 6. There are only 2 bedrooms with not enough.
Okay, okay. Number 6, there aren't enough bedroom.
Not enough bedrooms with a not.
Yes, not.
Okay, there aren't
enough bedroom.
yeah. We don't need a not again. That's okay. That's right. Sorry, my mistake. There aren't enough. Because we're using not in the aren't. So it would be contradictory to have the aren't enough. There aren't not enough. Okay, so there aren't enough, and that's okay. There aren't enough bedrooms. Number 7, it's not spacious enough. It's not spacious enough. Tell me, Yanni.
It's too cramped.
Okay, it's too cramped. Very well. It's too cramped. It could be it's too small, right? Well done. Ismail, the last one. There's only one parking space with not enough.
Antes de teacher, yo le iba a preguntar eso, como Yanni dijo cramped, yo le iba a preguntar que si también era válido is too small, porque esa era la que yo tenía. Bueno, tenía las dos, pero me enfoqué más en small.
Yeah. Small and cramped are similar, but cramped is more specific than small. But both are possible.
And it's okay. Entonces, en age, there are not enough parking space.
There are. Well, in this case, Smell, instead of are, we have to use isn't. There isn't, because parking space, remember, is a non-countable noun. So we use the singular structure for non-countable nouns. So instead of there's, which is the contraction of there is, we say there isn't enough parking space. There isn't, okay? Remember that when we have a non-countable noun or uncountable noun, we have to use there is or there isn't, okay? Whether it's a statement or a negative response. And we use there are for countable nouns, okay? Unless we have only one countable noun, in that case, we would use there is. Like, for example, there is a house, okay? But in the case of non-countable nouns, they only use there is. There is. Okay, so making changes, write the opposites, use the words in the box. So, Valentin, could you please tell me all of these, please?
All, teacher. All.
Yes.
Okay. Number 1, inconvenient.
Convenient.
Cramp.
Convenient.
Convenient.
Inconvenient.
Okay, here we go. Convenient, inconvenient. Cramp, spacious. Dangerous, safe. Big, small. Bright, dark. Modern, old. Quiet, noisy. Cheap, expensive.
Okay, well done. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Okay, so convenient, inconvenient. Convenient, inconvenient. Something convenient es algo conveniente, es algo práctico, es algo útil. Inconvenient es inconveniente o algo poco práctico. Okay, we have cramped and spacious. Cramped, spacious. Dangerous, safe. Big, small. Bright, dark. Modern, old. Quiet, noisy. Cheap, expensive. Cheap, expensive. Okay, easy peasy. Let's continue. Let's continue with the exercise with the letter B. Rewrite these sentences. Find another way to say each sentence using not enough or to and the words in part A. So in all of these sentences, we are going to use either not enough or to. Okay, so the number 1, which is the example, the house is too expensive. Another way of saying it is the house isn't cheap enough. Number 2, the rooms are bright. The rooms aren't bright enough. The rooms aren't bright enough. Tell me, Valentin, another way.
Okay, in the number two, the rooms are bright enough. I put the rooms are too dark.
The rooms are too dark. Very well. So the rooms aren't bright enough. Another way of saying that is the rooms are too dark. Okay, number three, Teresa. The living room isn't spacious enough for the family.
I put the living room is too crammed for the family.
Okay, the living room is too cramped or the living room is too small for the family. Okay, okay, very well. Let's continue with smell. The bathroom is too old.
The bathroom isn't modern enough
Yes, the okay.
or isn't new enough.
Okay, okay, nice. Number five, the yard isn't big enough for our pets. The yard isn't big enough for our pets. Who wants to read this one? Okay, tell me, Teresa. The yard isn't big enough for our pets.
I put the yard is too small for our pets.
Yes, the yard is too small for our pets. Number six, the street is too noisy for us. The street is too noisy for us. Tell me, Mel.
The street isn't quite enough for use.
Us. Us. Okay. The street isn't quiet enough for us. Valentine, number seven, the neighborhood is too dangerous.
Thank you, thank you. Number seven, the neighborhood isn't safe enough.
The neighborhood isn't safe enough. And number eight, the last one, the location isn't convenient enough. Tell me, Valentine.
The last one, the location isn't convenient enough. Is the location is too inconvenient.
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 Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, okay. So let's continue with exercise number two here. Add the word enough to these sentences. So, a little review. Enough comes after adjectives, but before nouns. Enough comes after adjectives, but before nouns. With that being said, let's see, where does enough go? Okay. So the number one is the apartment isn't comfortable enough. Comfortable is an adjective, so enough goes after the adjective. Number two, there aren't bedrooms. Where does go enough? Tell me, Valentine. Before or after bedrooms?
Okay, there aren't enough bedrooms before.
Before. Very well. Because bedrooms, that is a noun. A bedroom, that is a noun. Number three, it's not modern. Tell me, Tracy, before or after?
After teacher, it's not modern enough.
Yes, it's not modern enough. It goes after because modern is an adjective. Number four, there aren't parking spaces. There aren't parking spaces. Tell me, Ismail.
There aren't enough parking space.
There aren't enough parking spaces because parking is not an adjective. Parking is a noun. And when we have a noun, we put enough before the noun. Let's continue with number five. The neighborhood doesn't have streetlights. The neighborhood doesn't have streetlights. Tell me, Valentin.
Okay, I put here the neighborhood doesn't have street light enough. After.
After. Okay, in this case, Valentin, it goes before because streetlights is a noun. It's not an adjective. It's the name of something.
I think so that adjective.
Okay, you thought it was an adjective. Okay, but it's a noun. Okay, remember that you can distinguish an adjective because it modifies something. It modifies the color, it modifies the size, the shape. Number 6, there aren't closets. There aren't closets. Where does enough go? Before or after closets? Tell me, Tracy.
After teacher,
After, are you
is
sure?
there after before
Before.
before
Before,
there
before.
aren't no close.
Yes, there aren't enough closets because closets are nouns. That is the
See,
name
yes,
of
teacher,
something.
yes.
Okay. Tell me, Teresa, number 7. It's not private. Teresa, your microphone is off.
Is after.
Okay.
Private is after teacher.
Yeah, it's not private
It's
enough,
not
right?
private enough. Yes.
Well done, well done. What about number 8? The living room isn't spacious. Tell me, Teresa, where do you think the word enough goes here in number 8? Before or after
Is
spacious?
before teacher spacious.
Are you sure?
And espacio is
An adjective.
an adjective is before.
After.
Oh, sorry, after.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, after.
Yeah, it's okay. So the living room isn't spacious enough. Remember, spacious is an adjective. Okay, this rule, guys, is easy to forget. Okay, it's really, really easy to forget or to get to be confused about the rule. Goes before or after, especially because you have to use after and before. Okay, after and before. And sometimes you think that after means before and vice versa. So you need to practice this rule a lot, not to forget it. Tell me, Valentin.
Yes, teacher, que le iba a decir que la confusión se da en ocasiones para determinar si es un sustantivo o un adjetivo, pero sabemos colocarlo o antes o después. Pero en el caso mío, yo pensé que streetlight era un adjetivo y me di cuenta que no.
Okay, okay. You are right. You are right, my friend. Okay, so let's continue with number 3. Complete this conversation. Use the words given and the comparisons in the box. Some of the comparisons in the box can be used more than once. So let's see. This is a conversation, guys. Okay, this is a conversation between a realtor and a client. A realtor are the guys that sell houses or apartments or rent houses or apartments in the United States. So I am emphasizing that this is a conversation because the choices here are based on that conversation. So let's see if you got it. Okay, so how did you like the house on 12th Street? Well, it's not as convenient as the apartment on Main Street. That's true. The house is less convenient. But the apartment doesn't have the house rooms. What would be the answer here? Tell me, Valentin.
Okay, here I put as many rooms as the house.
Very well. But the apartment doesn't have as many rooms as the house. Yes, says the realtor. The house is more spacious. Client. But I think there are in the apartment closets. Tell me, Teresa, with closets.
um, just closes. Uh, but I think there are just so many in the apartment
Closets, right?
closes.
Yes.
Yes,
Very well. But I think there are just as many, just as many closets in the apartment.
in the apartment.
Look that here we used uh, as many rooms as, because room is a countable noun, and we use many for countable nouns. The same thing happens with closets. Okay, let's continue. Well, the realtor says you're right. The closet space is the same. Okay, it's the same. The wallpaper in the apartment is the wallpaper in the house. Dingy. Tell me, Smell.
And the wallpaper in the apartment is not as
Is not as,
digging as.
okay, is not as dingy as the wallpaper in the house.
Uh-huh.
Okay, okay, yeah, that's right. That is right. The wallpaper in the apartment is as dingy as the wallpaper in the house. Okay, okay. That makes sense because the other sentence says, I know, but you could change the wallpaper in the house. And the last one, client. The rent on the apartment is the rent on the house, but the house is much bigger. Tell me, Valentin.
Okay. The rent on the apartment is almost as expensive as the rent on the house.
Okay, okay, but the house is much bigger. Oh, I can't decide. Can you show me something else? Okay, okay. Okay, well done. Well done. So here we can see during this conversation that the client was considering two possibilities between an apartment and a house. And at the end of the day, the benefits of one over the other wasn't that much. So that is why he said at the end, or she said at the end, can you show me something else? Because I don't see the benefit if I have to move from my apartment to a house like this. Okay, so now let's work with your favorite subject. Your favorite subject, which is the audios. Okay, a home away from home. So, listen to Josh describe a capsule hotel. Check true or false for each statement. So, the number one says Tokyo sometimes feels too noisy. True or false? Well, this is false. Sometimes it feels too big. So, it's not about the noisiness of Tokyo, but about this how spacious it is. How spacious it is. Okay, so number two, a capsule hotel is not as convenient as a regular hotel. True or false? Tell me, Valentin.
I listen, that is true.
Okay, so Valentin says that that is true. Someone else has a different response. Someone else has a different response. Tell me, Johnny.
It's false.
Okay, Johnny says it's false. Why is false, Johnny?
He said it's just as convenient as a regular hotel and not as expensive.
Okay, okay, interesting. Teresa, what do you think? It is true or false?
Um, I put false,
Okay, so you chose false. Okay,
but yes,
you have a reason why, Teresa?
I don't know right the reason, but it's difficult to understand the
The listening?
the reason.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, Teresa, you are right. As Johnny said, the correct answer is false. Okay,
It's
because
false.
as Johnny
Yes.
said, it is as convenient as a regular hotel and not as expensive. So remember that the
Yeah.
statement is that a capsule hotel is not as convenient as a regular hotel. But the case is that it is just as convenient as a regular hotel, and it is even better because it's not that expensive. So it's less expensive. Okay? So that is why it's
Okay.
false.
It's agree.
Okay, number 3. Inside every capsule, there is a TV, a radio, and an alarm clock. True or false? Tell me, Johnny.
This is true.
That is true. Nothing else to add. It is true. Number 4, Valentin. The capsule is a good option if you are busy and tired. True or false?
I put I put false here. I listen false.
Okay, so Valentin chose false here. Johnny, let me see what Johnny has. Johnny, what do you have?
I have true.
True. Well, you are right, Johnny, again. In this case, Valentin, the answer is true. Okay? The capsule is a good option if you are busy and tired. If you are busy and tired, don't laugh, Tracy. The capsule is a good option if you're busy and tired. Okay, so number 5. Josh would recommend a capsule hotel to anyone. Anyone. A cualquiera. Él le recomendaría el capsule hotel a cualquiera. Let's see. Tell me, Valentin, what do you think? True or false?
Se la voy a pegar, profesor. False.
Why? Why is false?
I listen. He say the recommend. The recommend. Yes.
Okay, you just said recommend.
Or no.
You are right. It is false, but there is a reason why. Let me see if Johnny has it. Tell me, Johnny, what is the reason? What is the reason?
Um, he says I wouldn't recommend a capsule hotel to people who can't relax in a smart cramped space. There just isn't enough space.
Exactly, exactly. So the recommendation is not for everyone. Let's be realistic. Not many people can feel comfortable in spaces like this. You know, it feels too cramped. So he wouldn't recommend the capsule hotel to people who cannot relax in small, cramped spaces. There just isn't enough space. There is not enough space to move around. Okay, so it can feel kind of tight, too cramped. And for some people, that could be uncomfortable. Okay, so we are up to date with our homework. Let's now introduce our new topic. This is an interesting and fun topic, okay? Because we're going to talk about a wish. Make a wish. Okay, make a wish. So when you wish something, in Spanish is desear. Yo deseo, make a wish. Yo deseo iniciar mi propio negocio. Yo deseo disfrutar más de la vida, etc. So here we have make a wish, have a healthier lifestyle, start my own business, enjoy life more, add more hours to the day. Are you crazy? Do volunteer work, go back to school, improve my personality, move to a new home, make new friends, spend more time with my family. All of these are things people wish to have. But how do you structure a wish in English? That is the gist of it. Okay, so this conversation, I wish I could. We're going to have it for in our next class. I wish I could. Okay? So let's get down to business. Okay? Let's get down to business. So here we have use wish plus past tense to refer to present wishes. Okay. So let's break this down. The grammar of wish, expressing desires and alternate realities in English. We use wish, okay, pay attention, we use wish when reality is different from what we want. We use wish when reality is different from what we want. For example, my reality is I live with my parents. Imagine that. I live with my parents. What would be my wish? Oh, I wish I didn't live with my parents. That is what I'm wishing. Okay? Because my reality is that I live with my parents. But the reality is that I don't want to live with my parents. I want to live by myself. So I wish, because I can change it right now, that I didn't live with my parents. Okay? So remember, you wish something. When you wish something, it's because you can't have that something, at least at the moment. And that is why you're wishing. Tell me, Valentin.
Okay, teacher, sorry. I wish live alone.
I wish, it will depend. But
Live,
you don't say
live,
left.
or living alone.
No, in this case, in the past tense. As I will explain later, all the wishing in English
Live.
is in the past tense.
Okay.
So instead of saying I wish I live, you would say I wish I left. Left in the past. I left alone.
In the past simple, live.
Yes.
Regular verb.
Yes. It's a
understand.
regular
Thank
verb in
you.
the past. Because although what you're wishing is in the present, in English, all the wishing is in the past. Aunque lo que usted desea está en el presente, en inglés se construye el deseo en el pasado. Es decir, se construye el I wish seguido de una estructura de pasado. Okay? So, let's see. We have different ways of structuring a sentence using wish. And these structures are different. It will depend on what are you wishing. So let's start with the first one. Wish plus past tense. We use wish plus past tense for present wishes. So we use wish plus past tense to talk about something in the present that we want to be different. Again, we use wish plus past tense to talk about something in the present that we want to be different. Even though we use the past tense, the meaning is about now. So don't be confused with the past tense. We structure wish with the past tense to talk about a present reality. Present reality. For example, my real situation is I don't have my own apartment. That is my situation at the moment. I have a wish. I wish I had my own apartment. I wish I had my own apartment. As you can say, I have the structure here, I wish, because it is me who is wishing. I, again, you have to repeat the pronoun of the people making a wish. Okay, I wish I. Well, in this case, not the people making a wish, but the people receiving the wishing, who is the object of the wishing. In this case, is myself, because I wish I had, past tense, my own apartment. So my real situation is that I don't have my own apartment. Or what I want is to have my own apartment. So in English, I say I wish I had my own apartment. So we have subject plus wish plus past tense. Okay? So for present situations, we use past tense. Then we have another structure, wish plus could. We use wish plus could to talk about ability or possibility that we don't have now. You see, there's a difference. We use this one for present reality, but we use this one when we're talking about ability or possibility that we don't have now. For example, I can't move out. Si no me puedo mudar. I can't move out. Okay, I want to wish that I have this possibility. So I wish I could move out. Meaning I want the ability or possibility to move out, but I can't right now. More examples. I wish I could speak English better. There is a wish. I wish I could speak English better. Or I wish I could travel more. All of these sentences are about an ability, because speaking English is an ability, or traveling is a possibility. So if I am going to wish about a possibility or about an ability, I need to use could. Okay. So if I have a sentence using can in a real situation, and I have to change that sentence into wishing structure, I have to use could. Replace can with could. Number 3, wish plus where. After wish, English usually uses where for all pronouns. Even if the subject is I, he, she, it, we often say where. Ok, un pequeño paréntesis en español, porque esto puede ser un poco confuso. Si recuerdan que cuando estudiamos el verbo to be en pasado, vimos que la estructura del verbo to be en pasado era I was, you were, he was, she was, it was, we were, they were. ¿Sí lo recuerdan? Bien. En el caso de... Ok, en el caso de wish y en el caso de todas las situaciones hipotéticas en las que se utiliza el verbo to be, escuchen bien, en el caso de todas las situaciones hipotéticas en las que se utilice el verbo to be, el inglés utiliza where para todos los pronombres. ¿Ok? Tenemos que distinguir entre yo era o estaba de una acción del pasado a si yo fuera. Es diferente. Cuando yo digo I was, yo no estoy hablando de una situación hipotética. Yo estoy hablando de un hecho que ocurrió. I was your friend. Yo era tu amigo. Eso no es una situación hipotética. Eso es un hecho que ya no es. Es decir, yo era tu amigo. En algún momento fuimos amigos. Es una realidad. Pasada, pero es una realidad. En el caso de cuando estamos usando I wish, como cuando estemos hablando de las condicionales en inglés, cuando estamos hablando de casos hipotéticos y aparece el verbo to be, entonces hay un cambio. Se utiliza where para todos. I were, you were, he were, she were, it were, we were, they were. Solamente para situaciones hipotéticas. Por ejemplo, nosotros decimos en español, si yo fuera tú, compraría ese carro. Si yo fuera tú, compraría ese carro. Evidentemente, tú no eres yo. Es una realidad que nunca se va a dar. Es una situación hipotética. Ahora bien, si yo fuera tú, compraría ese carro. En inglés sería, if I were you. If I, pronombre de la primera persona del singular, if I were you, si yo fuera tú, I would buy that car. If I were you, I would buy that car. Si yo fuera tú, compraría ese carro. Entonces, por eso es que ven aquí que dice, I wish I were. Porque vamos a hablar entonces de aquellas cosas que uno desearía que fuesen de otra manera. I wish I were rich. I wish. Desearía ser rico. Okay? Desearía, yo desearía. Okay? I wish I were. Or I wish she were. Okay? So, with that being said, let's continue. Okay. For example, a real situation with the verb to be, life is difficult. Life is difficult. I wish it, pronoun, were easier. I wish it were easier. La vida es difícil. Yo desearía que fuese más sencilla. I wish it. I wish it were easier. Meaning, life is difficult now, but I want it to be easier. More examples. I wish I were taller. I wish I were taller. Yo desearía ser más alto. She wishes she were rich. She wishes she were rich. Algo importante, chicos, un paréntesis en español porque es importante que capten esto. Si se fijan que dice wishes y aquí dice I wish, aunque la estructura después de este pronombre, del segundo pronombre, esté en pasado, de ahí hacia atrás estamos en presente simple. Qué garabato. Es decir, la primera conjugación, I wish, sí, la conjugación con wish está en presente simple. Por eso ustedes ven que dice I wish y cuando pasa a she, dice she wishes. Porque la primera estructura que tiene el wish está en presente simple. Entonces la conjugación de wish, que es un verbo regular, sería I wish, you wish, he wishes, she wishes, it wishes, we wish, they wish. ¿Ok? Entonces la primera parte de la oración está en presente simple. Después del wish siempre vendrá un pronombre. Siempre vendrá un pronombre. Ahora, ¿de dónde sale ese pronombre? Depende del objeto del deseo. ¿Qué es eso? Bueno, en la primera oración, I wish I, el deseo es sobre mi persona. Yo desearía ser, yo ser más alto. I wish I. Es un deseo que yo tengo sobre mí mismo, acerca de mí mismo. Pero si el deseo fuera para Valentín, yo diría I wish he. Yo desearía que él. Si mi deseo fuera para Teresa, I wish she. Desearía que ella. Si mi deseo fuera para una cosa, diría I wish it. ¿Ok? Esa cosa. Bien. Entonces, el pronombre que va después de wish es sobre quien está recayendo la acción o sobre quien yo quiero el efecto del deseo. Si lo que yo deseo es que fulano, bueno, aquí va fulano. ¿Ok? Ok. Let's continue. And the last one. Wish plus would. We use wish plus would when we want someone to change their behavior. When we want someone to change their behavior. For example, real situation. My parents won't stop worrying about me. This is a behavior. My wish is I wish they would stop worrying about me. I want them to change their behavior. More examples. I wish it would stop raining. I wish you would listen to me. So, in this case, we use would. Okay? Okay. So, important grammar trap. We usually don't use would for ourselves. Okay? We don't use would for ourselves. I don't say, I wish I would be rich. No. We use would only for other people. If we want to talk about ourselves, we use the verb to be. I wish I were rich. Okay? So we don't use would for ourselves. We use would for other people. I wish she would. I wish he would. Never I wish I would, okay? If I want to talk about me, I say I wish I were with the verb to be. So, quick summary, guys. Wish plus past tense, present situation we want to change. For example, I wish I had a car. Wish plus could, ability we don't have. I wish I could travel. Wish plus were, hypothetical state. I wish it were easier. Wish plus would, someone's behavior. I wish he would call. So we have different sentences because all of this wishing structure talk about different things. Mastering wish is mastering the art of expressing what could be. Do you have any questions about that?
No, teacher, por el momento.
Is that clear, Tracy? Did you get it?
No,
Did you get it, Tracy?
Sorry, teacher. No. I understand, teacher. I understand.
You understood. Okay. What about you, Valentin? Did you get it?
yes, it's easy for me. I understand.
You
Yes.
understood. Okay. So, Mabel, Johnny, Teresa, is everything okay? Is everything clear?
Yes, teacher, I understood.
You understood. Nice. Okay. This is one of my favorite topics, as I have told you before, because it is interesting. You know, the dynamic, the structures are really interesting. So let's talk about homework. Homework for this Holy Week. So the first homework is this one. So read these other comments that Dylan makes. Then rewrite the sentences using wish. More than one answer is possible. So here we have sentences that are comments of Dylan. So we need to change these comments into wishing structure. ¿Ok? Tenemos oraciones aquí que hace Dylan, comentarios que hizo Dylan, y tenemos que convertir esas oraciones en deseos utilizando la estructura correcta. Utilizando la estructura correcta. No voy a decir mucho, voy a ver cómo ustedes figure it out, cómo ustedes se desenvuelven, y en la próxima clase vamos a ver cómo le hicieron. Y ahí, cualquier otra explicación, pues se las doy. Wishes. Which words or phrases often go with each verbs? Which words or phrases often go with which verbs? Complete the chart. So here you have to identify which of these words go with each of these verbs. Pretty simple. Next, here we have describe what these people would like to change. Use I wish and words or phrases in part A. So here you need to look at these images and you have to build I wish based on what you think these people want to change. Nice, huh? Continue. Choose the correct responses. Here you have two responses. You have to choose the correct one. Okay, another one. Rewrite these sentences. Find another way to say each sentence using the words given. So now, again, the same exercise. You have to build a sentence that says the same thing as the sentence that is written, but now using the word or adjective in parentheses. Okay, so here we have our article for Wednesday, The Man with No Money. A real interesting article, if you ask me. Okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. Number 1 doesn't actually count because it's too short. So letter A and letter B for Valentin. Letter A and letter B for Valentin. Thank you, Valentin. Johnny, letter C, paragraph letter C. Okay, I have 2 more paragraphs here. I have paragraph letter D and paragraph letter E. I need 2 others volunteer. 2 more volunteers. Okay, Mabel, letter D, Mabel. Letter D. I need someone else for letter E. Letter E. Let me see if I can resuscitate someone here. Tell me, Tracy. Tracy, could you read letter E for next Wednesday?
Teacher, yes, teacher, okay, it's okay, teacher.
It's okay. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Okay, so letter A and letter B are for Valentine. Letter C is for Johnny. Letter D is for Mabel. And letter E, this short paragraph, is for Tracy. Okay, guys, so remember you have to read the article so you can do these exercises. Read the article, then circle the correct word or words in this case. And letter C, match the sentences to the paragraphs they describe. Write the letter. So here you're going to write the letter. You're going to identify the paragraph where these sentences belong. Okay? Where these sentences belong. And that will be all. On Wednesday, we will introduce unit number 4. Have you ever tried it? And we're going to talk about simple past and present perfect. Okay, guys? Do you have any questions about that?
No, teacher.
Okay.
No, teacher, is clear.
Everything is clear. Good to hear. Good to know. Okay. So that will be all for tonight, guys. Have a really good night. Remember to study and see you again next Wednesday. Okay. Good night. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good
Goodbye.
night, teacher.
Good night, teacher.
Bye bye.